Muscle Central. I'm Michael Diamond. Like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and leave a comment. All right, I made a video less than 2 weeks ago asking the question about how long will the partnership with Dorian Yates and Sergio Oliva Jr. would last. Sergio took on Dorian as his trainer, and I question whether it would last much longer if it was still a partnership. Well, watching a recent, actually the latest Menace Podcast, Dennis James, Milo Sarchev, Chris Cormier, Sergio's name came up. They were talking about the upcoming Dubai Pro. Now, Chris is in Spain at the moment. Dorian lives in Spain. Sergio is supposed to move to Spain to train with Dorian. Chris is in Spain to see Dorian because it's Dorian's birthday. They're close friends, and he's part of the birthday celebration. Now, we're talking about the Dubai Pro and possible people that might be doing it. That's when Sergio's name came up. And then, I'm not sure how Dorian got put into it at that moment, but next thing you know, Chris is letting us know that Dorian and Sergio are no longer together. Now, we haven't heard it directly from Dorian's mouth. We haven't heard it directly from Sergio's mouth. But I don't doubt for one bit what Chris is saying. On top of everything else, him and Dorian are very close friends. And I would think that something like that, he would know. He didn't get into any details, but rest assured that's the case. And from the get-go, I never thought it would last. You know, he's going to be one of those guys who go down in the books as someone with all the tools, the genetics, got it from his father, Sergio Oliva Sr., that never fulfilled what their potential was. And just a little side note, recently Johnny Morant had passed away. And Johnny Morant had a genetic freak, had so much potential. And at one point approached none other than Dorian Yates. And he went up to him and he introduced himself, said, "Hi, Dorian, I'm Johnny Morant." He was excited to meet Dorian. Dorian turned around and said, "I know who you are. You're the biggest waste of talent in the IFBB." Yeah, it sounds pretty harsh, but in a way it was a compliment because there was really so much potential with him. There was a lot of potential with Sergio. And I felt that for the last couple of years, it just wasn't going to happen. I said over and over again, I personally think it was more of a rebellion against his father, who never wanted, even though he had the genetics for it, I don't think he ever really wanted it deep down inside. His father definitely didn't want it, and I think it was a rebellious act, him gravitating towards it. His father even went to the lengths of speaking to people to prevent him from being allowed to compete in shows. And his heart was never in it. Like Dorian said about Johnny Morant, about being the biggest waste of talent in the IFBB, how far Sergio could have ultimately gone, we don't know, because we never got the opportunity to see it. But it's not going to happen. And what needs to happen now also is, even with all his there are definitely disappointments, people in the industry were still doting over him. It's time to stop doting over him and be blunt with him. Say, yo, you had so many gifts, so much potential. How far you ultimately would have gone, we don't know. But you would have gone a lot further than you went. You wasted it. Okay, you can agree or disagree with anything I've said. Please let me know in the comments section. This is Michael Diamond. I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.